Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. We are here outside of the state capitol in Minnesota, where, as you can see, thousands of people are gathered for a vigil this evening to honor the life of Renee Good. If you've been following the news, you know that earlier this week she was fatally shot and killed by a federal agent on 34th and Portland during an ICE operation. So we're going to cut in here to the program that's happening, and then it resumes trying to start to see the first court here. Take a listen.
So apparently I did not know my entire homework. That's how you get sent back to kindergarten. January 21st, the deadline for Congress to get funding for ICE. That is why it is very important that every single year make a call to their senator and to their congressperson, making the demand, stop funding the beast. Stop it. Stop. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's so good to be together with you today. My name is Martha Barlow. I serve as lead pastor at RC. And as a pastor in South Minneapolis, the horrific murder of Renee Good is very close to home. One of our members lives on that block and witnessed the killing herself. Another member of my congregation was the first responder to arrive on scene. So they can't be here tonight because they're holding their loved ones close and they're recovering from shock. And I know there are many others who can't be here tonight because they are caring for their loved ones and they are weaving this beautiful life of theirs for those who are being lifted right now. We see you. God sees you and we love you. We can't be here tonight. So I've been talking with these two members over the last couple of days, and they both of them said very clearly that the best way to care for them right now is to show up, is to stand together, is to keep taking action. Okay? To be undeterred and unintimidated in our call for justice, truth, and in love. After all, that's what Renee Good is. That is the way we honor her. That is the way we honor everybody who's being impacted by this cruel, terrorizing regime. Some of you may have seen the video of ICE agents storming Richfield Target yesterday. They tackled and detained two Target employees, two U.S. citizens with brown skin. This is wrong. It is inhumane. It is cruel. It is unconstitutional. Shame. So in the wake of that event, and in addition to what Imam Assad shared with you, we have another action we're going to take together. We are going to call on Target to stand with us. Target is a homegrown Minnesota company. Target is one of our largest employers in the state. We make Target work. We are responsible for Target. Okay? ICE is staging at Target, not just in Richfield, all around. They are staging at Target. They are entering stores. They're tackling and arresting and detaining workers and customers. We need to have them stand with us. They can't allow for that. So here's the ask. We are asking everyone here to go with at least 5 people, 5 friends, to your local Target store on Monday at noon. When? That's right. And you need to go and demand speak to the manager. Okay? We're going to our local stores with the same 2 demands. Demand number 1. Demand that they commit to the Fourth Amendment business. To put up signs that ICE is not allowed on the premises without a judicial warrant. we will just keep leaning on each other and standing together. And to our Muslim siblings here, there will be prayer over here as we close. Thank you all for coming out tonight. You may go in peace, or remain to comfort one another.
All right, as this program has ended, we are seeing thousands of people who are here standing in solidarity, demanding justice for Renee Good, and doing so peacefully. This is what we saw the first evening after she was fatally shot. Folks gathered at the site where the incident occurred on Portland and 34. Thousands of people poured out into the streets there, and that occurred without any incidents. Now we're going to go and see if anybody wants to kind of talk with us about why this is so important to them. I know it's extremely cold out here this evening, so folks are probably a bit excited to get back to their vehicles. Would any of you be interested in sharing? We're streaming online with folks of why it was important for you to come out here tonight.
Yeah, sure. We're all from a faith community. We're from a Mennonite church, and we're a peace church. We believe in nonviolence and reconciliation and justice. And we're just here to stand with our immigrant neighbors. We're appalled by the things that we see that are happening in our communities, and we want to show our support and our solidarity and call for justice.
Absolutely, and thanks for giving my hands a break there. It was very cold. I heard you yell out justice. What does justice in this situation look like?
Well, we need to have a fair and open and transparent investigation of this tragedy that happened. What are they afraid of? What's the federal government afraid of? You know, and so let's lay it all out there. Let's lay all the facts out on the table and show them to everyone, and let the prosecutors in Minnesota also be a part of that. That's what justice looks like.
Absolutely. Anything else you all want to add this evening?
I'm happy to be part of a community that's out here. We learned some hard lessons when Mr. Floyd was murdered by law enforcement, and we're here because of those hard lessons, and we're going to do it differently, and we're going to do it well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here. Stay warm. Stay safe. Thank you so much. As you can hear there, just everyday Minnesotans sharing why they decided to come out here in the cold for more than an hour and a half here at the state capitol, demanding justice for Renee Good. If you haven't been following, some of the updates today include the Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty standing alongside the Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, saying that they are opening up an online portal for the public to upload their own evidence. And we presume that this is happening as a result of the BCA being removed from this case, and the federal government, the FBI, saying we are going to do this investigation independently without your support, without state collaboration, right? And so our local elected officials, Hennepin County Attorney and Attorney General, saying that they are going to start collecting their own evidence. And so it's to be determined what they will do with that, but they have opened up that portal. And this comes just on the heels of a new video surfacing online just hours ago of it appears to be the cell phone footage of one of the officers who was there on the scene. You can hear some commentary between Renee Good and that officer going back and forth. And so we assume that that is going to also be a critical piece of evidence. But before people clear out, I know folks are rushing out of here. It's very cold. Let's see if we can find anyone else who would like to talk with us tonight. I want to head towards this stage. I saw some of the faith leaders who are here organizing the event, the vigil this evening. And so I was hoping maybe we could get a chance to speak with them. Ladies, would you be interested in sharing why you decided to come out here this evening?
I came because what's happening is wrong, and what's happening to these people is wrong. And on my side, I have a list of all the people in custody that died by ICE. Right here, these people deserve better, and they don't deserve what's happening to them. And they just want to come to America and live the American dream that's American dream, which is not really real. It's just white America that Trump's trying to make.
And could we take some time? Could you read off maybe some of those names for people who have not been following other cases?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce them correctly, so my apologies. Keith Porter Jr., he died last week. We didn't hear about him until this week. He was shot by an off-duty ICE agent. Oh, sorry. Renee Nicole Good died on Wednesday. And Sindro Perez died. I'm not sure. I saw these names and I wanted to honor them along with Renee as well. And Keith, yeah, because what's happening is wrong, and these people don't deserve to be treated like this, especially in Minnesota where everybody is nice and we care about each other, and ICE needs to get the fuck out.
And so what would you be concerned would happen if the agent who shot and killed Renee Good is not held accountable?
I feel like people will still protest and will become more violent because people are upset that he got let off and nothing came to him and he just got let off the hook because it was self-defense. It was not self-defense. I've seen the video and he was not in immediate danger. He purposely moved in front of the car and moved to the side and chose to shoot her. It was just wrong. And if he doesn't get charged, I'm already angry, but I'm going to be even more angrier in my heart.
Anything else you'd like to share tonight?
If you follow this and you think this is okay, there's something severely wrong with you, and you need to reevaluate your morals and whatever.
You're
I'm
fine.
just angry.
Understandably so.
Thank you.
But thank you for your time. Would it be okay? Could I get a picture of the two of you? Yeah. We're going to take a second here really quick. If you guys want to step this way so we can get the Capitol in the background. Please. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. Stay safe. So if you're just joining, we're at a vigil. It just wrapped up. This one was organized by some of the faith leaders in our state here at our state capitol. We're going up the steps, even though it has wrapped up, to see if we can connect with any of the faith leaders who are part of organizing this and ask them why it was so important for them to assemble folks. What we've been hearing from the individuals that we've talked to is that they want to see justice. They want to see the agent who shot and killed Renee Good this week in Minneapolis. They want to see him arrested and charged. You can hear a chant starting to break out among some of the folks. A woman here being interviewed by Channel 5 just started singing, and other people joining in with her.
So, yeah, we sing that together.
Hey, Janae, when you get done, can I? So we'll do an interview with Janae Bates. She is a leader at Isaiah. Ma'am, would you be interested in speaking with us this evening about why you decided to come out here tonight?
Well, first of all, I was just devastated by the tragedy. It broke my heart. I don't know what to say to you when you think about how cruel and heartless people are. And I just wanted to be in unity with everyone and solidarity to honor who's good and feel the same as everybody else. ICE needs to leave, and they need to stop, terrorizing our communities, and especially people of color and our immigrants. And so I'm just wanting to stay with everyone else in Minnesota.
Absolutely. And I've been asking a lot of people tonight this question: what does justice look like to you?
Well, it isn't here, but to hold people accountable. I think, justice is definitely holding people accountable, but being fair. And I think all the things that you're hearing in terms of people deserving to deserve what you got is just insane. And I just think that we need to have the facts and people be able to, write decisions. And I think for us, just knowing what the facts. I think the facts need to be out there, but for me, justice is just treating people equally and matting out justice as needed and not making it up.
There's a lot of people around the country who are watching Minnesota again. What do you say to those people who are not here, who don't know what it's like to be on the ground, who don't know what it was like to live through 2020 firsthand right here, and then now to be back in this moment again in national spotlight with those people to help them understand what we're currently experiencing?
I don't know if I have the words that will make them understand. I think it's just everybody has to, whatever's within you in terms of love for your neighbor, your community, your family, and your country. And you have to think about what does it mean to live and to love people. And I think there's a lot of that here, but we don't see it. We see the hatred, and I think that's very problematic. And it's just traumatic. I think we're just currently being traumatized. And when you think about the George Floyd, for me, I was devastated. I was so tired I could hardly walk. And so for this, the pit of my stomach, I don't know. It's I love living in Minnesota. I don't like the hate that's showing up in Minnesota, and it breaks my heart that that's where we are. And I would like to ask the country just to pray for us, and pray for our state and the people who live in it.
Anything else you'd like to add tonight?
No, that's it. I'm kind of.
A lot of elected officials here. I saw Representative Zainab Mohammed here earlier, as well as the current mayor. She's here doing an interview. She may or may not decide to interview with us after, but we're certainly sticking around. Wanting to hear from elected officials, from community leaders, from faith leaders, and from just everyday people. What is it about what happened here in Minnesota this week that makes them come out in this crazy cold weather to take a stand to this Friday night together in the cold? So we'll head over here, see if we can catch Zainab Mohammed. People are kind of moving around a lot. So what are you? Oh, I'm independent. Would you like to do an interview? Well, I'll let you catch up. Okay. Would you like to state your Tell us why you decided to come out this evening and share the message of unity and hope that you shared tonight.
Thank you for the question. So our community is reeling in fear and panic. These ICE raids have not been helpful at all. They are not making the community safe. People are running away. There are people who have not been able to go to stores for fear, people who are not going to work. And I think the unity of the state, I think most of the people of Minnesota do not want what's happening right now. And as you can see, there were at least 300 clergy present here today. Across faiths, there were Hindu, Buddhist, Jewish, Muslim, Christians, there were Catholics, Lutherans, Baptists, Methodists, and also the Church of England. What was it? So Presbyterians. So they were all here, and none of us want this. There's a very small portion of the community of the country that actually wants what's happening here. This is not making us safe, and we would like this to stop.
The escalation that happened at the federal building was really on behalf of pro-ICE protesters coming to the federal building and kind of agitating the anti-ICE protesters who were there demanding justice for Renee Good. And what really kind of sparked the biggest piece of tension that we witnessed there earlier today was federal agents actually pushing the pro-ICE agitators into the anti-ICE protesters. And that's really what caused the big clash that we witnessed when we were there today. An independent journalist was shot with a rubber bullet and had to be taken to the hospital for an injury he endured to his foot. That independent journalist, King Demetrius Pendleton, very well known across community. There's a few other folks here as we wait for Renee to finish up. We'll see if potentially, Hey, Watana. Would you like to do a quick interview?
Absolutely not.
No.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
it's
getting
okay.
press. I know. They might.
Would you guys like to do an interview?
Huh? Yes.
Okay.
Wait, I asked
You're going to do press?
Do you want to do
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So, okay. Okay. Can you introduce yourself? We're currently live streaming right here, so I have you step this way. Can you let us know your name and what organization you're with?
Oh, my name is Nora, and I'm with, or I guess I'm independent. Yeah,
Independence the way to go.
independent's the way to go. Yeah.
Tell me what brought you out here this evening.
Well, I guess what really brought me out, being the daughter of an immigrant mother, and this really hits close to home. And I guess just, it's time for change. It's time for change. And I don't know. It's a heavy moment. And I really want to be as active as I can and do as much as I can, especially, I do believe that it is a privilege to be in the position I am in, being American born. And I want to do as much as I can, especially for my neighbors and my community.
Absolutely. How did you feel when you first found out about the tragic killing of Renee Good?
I mean, it was honestly, I think it was honestly terrifying. I think, obviously her death, but I think also how some of our leaders also spoke about it too. And I just didn't want her death to be a symbol of, what ICE can do, because I feel like I've been very concerned about their limitations, what is allowed and what is not, especially, with our president talking about their immunity. And I think it just made me worried, and I don't want to see many more of deaths as tragic as hers. And it was heartbreaking.
So you talked about not wanting to see that happen again. What do you think needs to happen in order for us to not have another situation like the one we witnessed here in Minneapolis this week?
Well, I think, overall we need ICE out, but I also do think that more trainings need to be. I don't know their limitations. ICE is a mystery to me, and I don't know. Maybe it's a lack of research. Maybe it's a lack of knowledge. I don't know what they can or can't do, and I think so many people do not know what they can or cannot do, and I think they need to know what is appropriate and what is not appropriate, because again, we can't have tragic killings such as this. That's just not even, no life should be lost. And I think that we just need more information. But I also, first and foremost, I want them out.
Anything else you'd like to share with us this evening?
F-ICE.
Thank you for your time. If you guys are just joining us, we are here at the tail end of Vigil. I have been here now for a little over an hour. Would you like to do an interview as well?
I want to say something to you. That's my daughter.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, well, tell us what made you decide to come out here this evening. It's pretty cold. It's Friday night. You could be anywhere. Why come to this vigil?
This should have happened actually before today, when our Latino sisters and brothers were getting snatched. I am of Somali descent, so it was important to me to show up for our community, because we see the elements of racial profiling that is happening, but also to atone for my complicity when it was my Latino sisters and brothers that were getting targeted and all of that. I'm feeling like, I'm doing the best I can by putting people in office, when no, I should have been a part of the rapid response, should have been delivering food, should have been caring for my neighbors. I should not have taken something like this to happen for me to be showing up in this manner. But I'm so grateful for the faith leaders of this community for putting this together. It is multi-faith, and to be here in solidarity and to see all our allies, it's heartwarming amidst the entire backdrop of division and all of that's happening today.
Absolutely. You talked about unity. You talked about rapid response. delivering food. Those are the characteristics, the things I know about our Minnesota community here, but things that we don't necessarily see portrayed on mainstream media. What do you think it's going to take? There's so many different elements at play here, from the federal government to the media to, all these different factors. What is it really going to take to unite our country and move us forward?
I think the media plays an important part because they are complicit in disseminating false narratives. And it will take independent journalists like you to wake them up and shake them up. Like, we see a lot of us. The fact that I'm even agreeing to talk to you speaks volumes, because I don't trust what mainstream media would put out there. Just the snippets of what I said would make it onto the outlet. But they're shaping this narrative and false narratives, sowing seeds of division, and they're complicit in what's happening to our communities. And what it's going to take is solidarity and unity, and realizing that we are all in this together, and the democracy belongs to us all, and the Constitution protects us all, not just citizens of this country.
Absolutely. Any final words you'd like to leave us with this evening?
I've been on the brink of tears this entire time. It's been a really rough, long year, a year of hard losses, and beyond that, since it's just been a really tough time. So I'm really grateful to be in community with people in spaces like this that are showing up for their neighbors. I mean, we spoke with my daughter earlier, and we went to a bystander training not too long ago, where 600 people showed up. And I was like, these are my neighbors. I'm showing up and saying, not today, not on my watch. And that was very heartwarming. And I'm leaving here tonight with that sense of a feeling of community.
Thank you. Thank you for your positivity. Thank you for your light and your contribution to our community. We need more of that if we're going to move our country forward. So thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Have a good night. Hi, how's it going? Thank you so much.
I know somebody.
We're live streaming right now. Would you like to? No? Okay, well, I'll catch you before we leave if you're going to still be out there. Okay, sounds good. Antonio, how are you? Would you like to do an interview?
I just want to say hi.
Okay, well, we're live streaming right now.
Oh, we are?
Check out Antonio, Executive Director of Art from the Inside. We did a lot of wonderful coverage of your organization for our TV show. Antonio, we'll let you do your thing tonight, but look forward to catching up soon.
Thank you.
Glad to see you. Definitely lots of folks in community, as you can see, folks who are leading organizations, folks who are continuing to sustain work to try and move our community forward when we're not in a moment of crisis. And I think that's so critical because it is moments like this that brings out thousands of people, but it is the hard work of everyday Minnesotans that move this state forward when all the cameras go back, all the national spotlight dims down. If you're just joining us, we're at the tail end of a vigil where thousands of people descended on the Capitol lawn to hear messages from clergy. More than 300 members of the clergy across different faiths stood today in solidarity, not only demanding justice for Renee Good, but also sending a message of hope, sending a message of unity at a time where social media is very divisive, at a time where our politics are very divisive. That message rang through to thousands of people here. We do know that there's going to be a lot of protests happening over the weekend. We will continue to follow as much of that as we can. I was out at the federal building this afternoon where hundreds of protesters were demanding justice for Renee Good. They were met with pro-ICE supporters, agitators, and there was a lot of tension there. That escalation that we're seeing when things take a turn in these protests is what we've observed has usually been from that either that agitation or the presence of law enforcement or the presence of different federal agents. When we've been at vigils like this, where there's not a huge presence of law enforcement or federal agents, things have remained very peaceful. Community has rallied together, and we've heard people, ask folks to walk each other to their cars so that people are safe. Some reports I'm getting from organizers in the area is that while these protests are happening, you have to remember more than 2,000 agents were sent here. And so as these protests are happening, there's still active arrests happening in neighborhoods all across both St. Paul and Minneapolis. I was talking to an individual today who said one of their neighbors way out in a suburb of Minneapolis was apprehended. And so we are continuing to see these arrests continue to happen. I'm not sure how much we'll be able to stick around. I was trying to hang out for Janae's interview to wrap up, but I think I might just do the thing that you're probably not supposed to do and just stick my microphone in here so they get the point.
Have driver's licenses and for those who are formerly incarcerated to be able to vote. Those kinds of things don't happen without organizing. It is absolutely necessary. And it is a beautiful thing that I get to work with people of faith who recognize that, yes, we serve an almighty God, and God has called us to make sure that we have really, truly a beloved community, and that we don't just get to have the beloved community on the other side of heaven. We get to make it right here on earth. And so as we're working to ensure as much as possible that justice really does reign here, then we're going to continue to organize together to make it happen. We know that's how you build real power. And so, one of the scriptures that I absolutely love is God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And we get to make that power happen together. I think the most important thing that folks need to recognize is that every oppositional force is leveraging. We talk about it a lot that they've been leveraging fear. They have been leveraging division, and we really need to keep our eyes open to this. The spectacle of cruelty that is being leveraged in this state in particular, most certainly in the Twin Cities, is all about getting us to forget that they have completely neglected, absolutely turned on whatever promise they made about affordability. People are struggling. They're struggling financially. They are not making the kind of wages that they should, while folks are in Congress allowing, the big businesses to keep their wages low, while we're keeping everything high from bananas to gasoline to toilet paper. And we should completely forget about that we can't afford our lives, that we can't get the health care we need, that we can't get the child care we need, that we can't get the education that we need. And so we should be told, it's so-and-so's fault that happens. And so we should go after them. And so now we are getting in this place where we're being distracted from what's actually happening. And so we have to just say no. The spectacle of cruelty cannot continue. We most certainly cannot have murders on our streets. We cannot have our families being torn apart. And what we are going to continue to do is stand up for one another as Minnesotans. We are absolutely not going to let this distraction take us off course. We're going to continue to build a state where every single family can thrive, regardless of what they look like, how they pray, where they come from, what language they speak. So thank you. It's freezing. I'm I don't even know how much I read because I'm so cold. Thank you.
Also, didn't mean to impede, but we've been waiting a while to talk to her, and we gotta wrap up here soon. That was the Minnesota Nice. Hey, Janae, I really didn't want to leave here this evening. We're currently live streaming. I want to show people, if we can head this way. As you guys can see, we're here on the steps of the Minnesota Capitol. Thousands of people came here tonight to pay respect for Renee Good. And you helped to lead this effort. You've been on the front lines leading a lot of really, I would say, the unification across space in the Twin Cities. And we saw that here tonight. We heard a message of hope. We heard a message of unity. We heard a message of justice, even. Why do you continue to show up? It's Friday night. It's freezing cold. Why continue to show up?
Honestly, my faith, my calling, what compels me. I don't know what else I would do. And frankly, without organizing, I think I would be sitting in despair and fear, which is it is something that is, I know you heard me before saying, like, it is very intentional. And there are people, individuals who create systems who want us to be fearful, who want us to be afraid of one another, who wants us to not trust one another. And it is the antidote to all of that is faith, it is love, it is community. And I know that part of my call in the world is to create the conditions so that people can be open to that. And so creating space here today was so important, so that Minnesotans get to stand together, get to mourn together, get to grieve together, but get to take action together. We have been a state under siege for a very long time. You know this. I mean, yes, for the months that we've had where people are literally being taken from their homes, from their childcare centers, from their schools, from their hospitals, but also we've had years now of having the eye of and the ear of a pretty unstable federal government that has not acted in the way in which it needs to care for its people, and has sided with the billionaires and not with us. And so it is so important to create space for this. Yes, for people to completely feel their feelings, because we're wholly human. And for us to use our anger, use our grief, use our sadness, not as a sledgehammer to tear down the things we hate, but as a scalpel to really be strategic and carve it out, and then create something new, you know?
One thing that's extremely concerning to me is just the escalation.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that a woman was killed by a federal agent here in Minneapolis, it brings back a lot of feelings from 2020. Are you experiencing that too? How are you processing being at this moment where the world is watching us again?
Yes. Yeah.
For all the wrong reasons.
For all, you know what? What's interesting about that? Yes, it is for the wrong reasons. The world is watching us because we're having very public murders happen here. But I also think that the world is watching us because we have attracted the evil forces that see what kind of good we create. After the murder of George Floyd, Minnesotans came together and they fought hard for us to have a whole series of things in this state that frankly no other state has been able to do. In 2023, we had sweeping changes in this state about policies, about reforms, yes, around policing, but also not just fighting off the things we hate, creating real good. So like when I was naming that we passed paid family medical leave, that only 9 days ago, every single Minnesotan, every single working Minnesotan has access to paid leave to care for their bodies, care for their babies, care for their families and loved ones, and keep a roof over their head. There are so many states that don't do that. We did that, but we didn't just do that in 1 year. In that same year, we made it possible for universal school meals. We raised the ability for people to have more funding for their education. We made it possible for people to have free education in college. Like, we created a new level of standard that those who are not just billionaires, but billionaires who want to become trillionaires on the backs of us knew that was not in their interest. It was not in their interest for people to demand and say, you know what? We actually could have a whole lot of really nice things when we come together and say, corporations should probably pay what they owe. And so now what we are seeing is the backlash to what happens when a bunch of regular people say we're going to take care of each other. And so I think, yes, I have definitely been thinking about 2020 and all the very hard things we've all went through. Me and you went through a lot of these things together. And I'm also feeling, this might sound strange, but a level of gratefulness, because I am here, you are here in this state at a time where our kind of leadership is so necessary and needed, not because we want to be the ones, frankly, to hold a mic, which sounds a little ironic right now, but it is because we are also making so much room for so many people's gifts to get lifted up. I'm in organizing, and you saw we organized an entire event today. I did not speak. It was really important that we had leadership from all over the state be able to name, like, this is where we are, this is what we're going through, empowering people to take agency, to say that all us regular folks have such a huge role and responsibility to care for each other, and we actually really can with power. So yeah, that's
Any final thoughts you'd like to leave us with this evening?
I would just say, I'm sure you all heard the demands.
And if people are just joining.
And if folks are just joining, there are 3 demands that we've been making, and they are concrete, and they are super easy for you to call your congressperson and say them. Okay? So the first demand is that the officer who killed Renee Good be held accountable. That means that they are arrested, charged, and prosecuted. And that also means that the FBI must turn over evidence to Minnesota law enforcement so that it can be prosecuted with and investigated with transparency. The second is that we want to ensure that this kind of thing does not continue to happen, nor the horrible and heinous actions that are happening from an irresponsible and unregulated agency has been doing, and we want ICE out. ICE should not be operating in Minnesota. It is my belief it shouldn't operate anywhere. But as of right now, we need to make sure it gets out of Minnesota. So ICE out of Minnesota. And then the third is that we are actually at a very unique time where Congress has to make a decision by January 31st, the end of this month, if they are going to continue to fund DHS, which is the department responsible for ICE. Do we want to put more billions of dollars into this dysfunctional masked militia? The answer should absolutely be no. And so Congress gets to make a decision by January 31st if they're going to continue to fund ICE. We should call our congresspeople and say these 3 things. Let's make sure that we are prosecuting that officer, that we are getting ICE out of Minnesota, and that we are absolutely not giving them more funding. Defund ICE.
You guys heard it there. The 3 demands. Janae, thank you for your work this evening. The message of unity tonight was extremely powerful in light of so much tragedy and so much grief. So thank you so much. For those of you watching, it is all clear. We're almost the last people standing. So we're going to go ahead and shut our stream down. If you guys want to support independent journalism, head over to georgiafort.com/support. We will be back live later this evening with a protest that will be happening in Minneapolis. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks, Georgia.
I was like, oh, I know the meat here. Woo.